Go for it.
Okay, great. Well, hi everyone. My name is Mady Rigg, and I am the Director of Development for the Glacier Institute, which is a really fancy way of saying that I'm in charge of our fundraising and keeping the organization growing and able to fund itself. And you have all said that you have not been to a Glacier Institute camp, but some people know us through just our kids programming. Have any of you been on a field trip to Big Creek or summer camp at Big Creek? Yeah? Maybe?
No.
Yeah? Awesome.
Yeah, I've been.
You have? Okay, so the Glacier Institute is the official education partner of Flathead National Forest and Glacier National Park, and we run local field trips with a lot of the local schools. When I was growing up, when I was in 5th grade, I got to go to Big Creek with my school, St. Matt's. And we spent 3 days up the North Fork getting to go on hikes, getting to go in the stream and look for macroinvertebrates, and really have a chance to get outside and disconnect from technology and really get to understand the environment that we live in. And we also run summer camps for kids. We do a whole bunch of guided hiking experiences where we take mostly tourists who maybe didn't grow up here and I'll get to your question in just 1 second. Who didn't get to grow up getting to be outside and go on field trips that take you outdoors. So maybe they don't know where to go to the bathroom if they're outside or what things they need to pack for their day going hiking. So we help out with that. And then we also have in-depth courses for adults. So learning, really specific information about wolves or about geology, and really kind of, we hit people in a lot of different areas for education. I'll let you get to your questions so you don't forget.
Do you know anything about Legendary Lodge?
Yeah, so I grew up going to Legendary Lodge as well. It's a really fun camp down on Salmon Lake, yeah.
I went there this year and I'm going to go next.
Oh, so fun. I hope you have a great time. I loved that program as a kid. The nice thing about Glacier Institute is that though I wasn't a Catholic kid growing up, I went to Catholic school, but I'm not Catholic. Glacier Institute is not religious based at all. It's all just about outdoors and about education. And so even if you're, not Catholic, not religious, you can still come and have like a really awesome summer camp opportunity and just get to learn and hang out with kids your age, which I really love. Like there's room for all kinds of fun camps during the summer. At the Glacier Institute, we have this kind of saying that guides a lot of our work. It's from this explorer named Jacques Cousteau, who was like a big oceanography scientist. I don't know if any of you girls, when I was little, the big trend was to want to be a marine biologist, and I was one of the marine biology girlies. And so I grew up learning about Jacques Cousteau, and so when I got to Glacier Institute and they said, this is one of the guys that we really love, he has the saying that you won't protect something that you don't love, and you won't love something that you don't know. And so Glacier Institute is really all about that getting to know something phase. When we know the world that we're around and we can recognize the animals that are in our backyards, the trees that are in our backyards, we feel a connection to that, and maybe that turns into a connection that makes you want to protect that. And I think, moving forward, as we evolve as a society and as we get more technology and we're bringing on really cool tools like AI and ChatGPT. They're eating up a lot of resources in the world. And so we're going to need people like you, like me, who really care about the natural world and want to see it protected. And we just want to be the people who are introducing people to the natural world, getting them outdoors, getting them comfortable, letting them build some confidence so that they feel like that's a place where they belong and that they want to protect. Yeah? Does that make sense?
What kind of stuff do you teach the adults when they're out on your excursions?
Well, we teach a lot of stuff. We can go kind of really in depth where we'll find one of the classes that I took last year was our wolves class. And so we work with, her name's Diane Boyd. She's been a wolf researcher for her whole career. She's now retired, so she's not really working with wolves or doing research anymore. But she was the person who helped reintroduce wolves to Yellowstone and has really been a really pivotal person in wolf research over the last few decades. And so she comes and she teaches a full day course with us. So we'll meet at one of our locations and she'll give us a good presentation, click through some slides and tell us kind of the history of wolves in Glacier National Park and in the United States. And then the really exciting part of the day is that we get to go on a hike with her. So she takes us to a trail that she is had hair traps or real traps for wolves out, because sometimes they'll capture an animal so that they can put a tracker on them to better understand how they're moving around, to see the dynamics between one pack of wolves and another pack of wolves. And so sometimes, or maybe they're just doing general genetic studies on them and they need to check the health of the wolves. And so we got to go out and walk this trail with her and see the different places where she's captured a wolf before, and she'll tell us this story about the time that she had a wolf in the back of her truck that wasn't fully tranquilized yet, and she's driving to go find another wolf that's in a trap, and this wolf's waking up. And so a lot of the education that we do for adults is kind of more advanced of a topic, maybe less than we would teach a group of kids, but it can be really impactful because we believe stories can really make a big difference. And so we try and tell a lot of stories and get the best experts out there to start having conversations with people. Yeah.
It's when they the space dog, they put the dog into a little capsule.
Yeah.
And then they had a little tag for it to see how it does up there.
Yeah, totally. We are doing all sorts of things in the natural world. We're changing, how close houses are being built to where these creatures are normally living, and we're doing all these sorts of things. And so even if we're not taking an animal to space, there's still lots of value to be had in knowing exactly how they're responding to all this different changes in their environment, kind of, like a dog going to space for the first time. Yeah. Yes.
Well, half that is really cool, making sure wildlife stays preserved. But how do you trap the wolves?
So we actually aren't a research.
How did she trap the wolves?
So wolf trapping is a very delicate art, and that's kind of the really, wolves are a really specific kind of issue where some people think that they should be out in the wild and some people think that we should totally get rid of wolves. And so a lot of this conversation is how do we understand both of those perspectives, understanding the impact that wolves have on our ranching community and people who are raising livestock as their means for taking care of their family, and how do we balance our need for kind of wolves in the balance of the ecosystem. And so a lot of that class is really about those conversations and those different perspectives. And our goal as a Glacier Institute is really to inform you so that you can have your own ability to think critically about the situation. And so Glacier Institute is not doing any active research. We aren't involved in any trapping of the wolves or really any specific studies of anything. We're just providing basically a classroom space to allow people to learn about it, but the classroom we chose is to be outside and really give people a hands-on experience. Yeah.
I have a two-part question. One, do you think there are wolves, are there any wolves gray wolves or timber wolves up in Marion?
Probably, yeah. The wolves that we have are probably going to be gray wolves around here. Timber wolves are a little bit more in Minnesota from what I know. I'm certainly not a wolf expert. I took one class on the subject. But I believe most of the wolves we have here are gray wolves. And from what I remember in her presentation about different population studies across the state, they pretty much are everywhere. And so there's almost definitely some up in Marion. What was the second part of your question?
Do you take any child volunteers? I'm really good at taking in detail, especially about wolves.
Yeah, I don't really have any volunteer positions open for kids, but I think that if you really like learning and taking in detail, you should definitely think about coming to do a summer camp with us. And we've got all sorts of different topics you can choose from. You can learn about fire ecology or about stream ecology and really understand understand about like what things can we identify in this waterway that shows us this is a healthy stream. So we're looking for maybe we're looking for oxygen content in that stream, or we're looking for different plant life that's there, or we're looking for different bugs that we can see. So I think if you're a detail-oriented person, you'd love to come on one of our summer camps.
Okay, it's just I really like the animal kingdom.
Yeah, we have a class on mammals. You can come and learn just about animals if you wanted to.
I hope I can learn a new fact, which is gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah, I get that. We like to play Stump the Educators with our like really smart kids that come and visit us, and so they've got lots of fun facts in their pockets. I have one for you, maybe. Do you know what the number one predator of mountain goats is?
Me.
That was funny.
Either mountain lions or grizzly bears.
That's such a good guess, right? They live in kind of the same area. Mountain lions, mountain goats. No, it's weirder than that. Mountain goats, actually, their number one predator is, I see on the board, people. That's a good guess too. And maybe some environmental factors, maybe a little bit of climate change is causing a degradation of the mountain goat species population, maybe. But the number one natural predator is actually a golden eagle. And they will, so picture this. Mountain goats can stand their hooves on just the space of like a dollar bill. They can get all four little hooves on one, and they have like squishy pads that help them grip to the rocks instead of like real traditional kind of hoof material like you would imagine on a horse or a hoof, whatever. And so they're on these really precarious little cliffs, and the eagles will spot them, usually a younger one, but sometimes they'll go for a bigger catch, and they'll swoop down, knock them off the cliff, and let them fall to their death, and then go scavenge from there. Sometimes they're small enough, if they picked a baby. Natural world, the animal kingdom's kind of a gruesome place, but they might fly them off, but for the most part, they'll let them fall and eat them there.
So technically, the number one natural enemy is gravity.
Gravity's probably, yeah. But the predator, the enemy, gravity, the predator, golden eagles, yes. Yeah.
I am a big fan of mountain goats, and I think it's so adorable. And a lot of photos you see, they'll be but they'll be like kind of hiding certain parts of like their head or body behind like rock. Okay, I forgot the word for that, but it's really funny and really cute.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and probably
also
protective.
I'm really jealous of the mountain goats because I could never get my hair to grow as long as their fur. I need to get their hairdresser.
Yeah.
Do we have any
There's
more?
one more question over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a question?
Yeah.
Who's got their hand raised? Go for it.
Can you try and give us like a whole group discussion so that we could try and figure it out a really hard question all together, and and then Columbia could also join too, and it can kind of be who figures the question out fastest.
Ooh. I didn't come prepared with a question for you.
Just do something date related. I am terrible at dates.
I'm also not that good at dates. The funny thing is that I really could spend some time with the Glacier Institute to get to know us better.
Do a date as in the fruit.
Okay, let's see. What can I think of?
They grow on a kind of tree.
Let's see. oh, girls, I'm stumped. I don't have anything for you off the top of my head. The really nice thing is that I have an awesome team of educators who are so smart and so educated about this stuff. But I, luckily, just get to raise money for this organization and then get to go to their classes when I have time. So really, I think I'd be just alongside you trying to figure something out. But that's like the real beauty of Glacier Institute, and a lot about science as well. There's so much that we are actively trying to figure out and actively trying to come up with answers for. And so it's really a place where creativity and curiosity can thrive. And I think, there's lots of opportunities to learn. And I'm learning alongside you guys most of the time too. Can I tell you about a couple of the apps that we use a lot? Maybe that can give you some ideas of things that my organization has had apps fill a need for. Okay, so one of them is called Merlin. Has anybody heard of Merlin?
Merlin Ambrosius, medieval sorcerer for King Arthur.
That is also a Merlin, but this is a different Merlin. So this Merlin it's a bird app. And so it gives us the ability to pull out our phones, and if you're out kind of on a hike, on a walk, you can open it up and it will record the sounds around you. And there's been a whole team of scientists devoted to this where they will decode different bird calls and help you identify what's around you. So that's one of the apps that our team uses all the time to get people engaging in their senses and really, taking a deeper look or listen into their environment. Yeah.
There's a question up there.
Yeah. Ooh. They will climb just about as far as the mountain peaks will take them. But I don't think that I don't know how high they jump. I don't know what their vertical is off the top of my head, but yeah, pretty dang high. Yeah.
Do the intermediate girls have any questions?
Girls, sit. On butts.
Any questions, girls? Oh, there's Kira.
All the way on the bottom.
No question for you, Addie. What about you, Pepper? No.
We're good. Yeah.
What would you say is the population of mule deer in Glacier National Park?
Oh gosh. There really aren't too many mule deer in Glacier National Park. We have more whitetail up in that sort of ecosystem, so I bet it's fairly low, maybe a little bit higher on the east side, which I don't know that side of the mountains ecology as well as western glacier ecology, but I guess it's fairly low. You see a little bit more mule deer populations down in the grassland regions of Montana, so getting down past the southern side of Flathead Lake, you'll see a little bit more of them. Yeah, but I don't know off the top of my head. That's a good question.
All right, ladies, what do we tell Maddie?
Thank you.